are connected to the wireless, and I'm Whitney. This is the buzz. We're back with our special guest to unfold her amazing work that is celebrated by her clients and the talk of the city. Andy will be sharing her knowledge on all things eyebrows, everything crafted by her hands. How good an eyebrow makes a massive difference to your face. Dives into the art of feathering and micro pigmentation. So, Andy, share more about your industry you are in.
So I am an eyebrow architect. So what I do is I'm in the beauty industry. Personally, I specialize in everything eyebrows. Eyebrows are my passion. I absolutely love them. I love what they do to the face. I love how they can accentuate what we already have. Yeah, so that's me. Everything eyebrows.
Yes, Andy has said it. Andy is totally in love with everything she does. And Andy, also tell me how important is a good face beat?
Extremely important. Like I just said, the eyebrows accentuate the face so much. Like I think we really take that for granted. It can do so much. It can open the eye up. It can just give you like a fake facelift. I think a face beat as well when it comes to makeup. I know that there's quite a bit of controversy, and people tend to say that it's fake, or why are you doing your eyebrows? It's not natural. It's not what's supposed to be there. However, I think that how I would describe it is we're just enhancing what's already there. And I mean, at the end of the day, for us women, if you look good, you feel good, and you deliver.
Yeah, and especially if you're feeling good,
Yeah,
it brings everything to your day and everything, and wherever you go, also.
100%.
Do you think a good makeup gives a woman more confidence?
100%. Yes, it does. Like I said again, those things are there for us to just enhance, right? So it's just there to enhance what we already have. Like I said, a lot of negative attention to things like it's fake, it's not you hiding who you truly are. But again, at the end of the day, I mean, if I refer to myself, if I can make a reference to
Yes.
myself, I always used to be that person like don't go anywhere without makeup. You're not gonna see me if I don't have like a full face of makeup on. My eyebrows are drawn on, my lashes are on. I wouldn't even go to the shop. Like if I needed to go to the shop, it would start like, okay, let me just do my brows. And then you're like, okay, no, it doesn't look right with just my brows. Let me just put some base on. Okay, let me just put the blush on. And for me, that would like complete the look. That's how I think I present myself to the world. That's how people know me. Um, at the moment where I'm at, not wearing any makeup. So I've been doing like a no makeup gig for the past, I think, 4 weeks now. Again, I think in my industry, we would, it's kind of expected of us. Like I'm in the beauty industry, I need to look 100% all of the time. You always need to be flawless. Makeup must be on fleek, hair must be on fleek. But I think what I like to bring to our industry as well is that uniqueness, right? So in my studio specifically, like I will always say to the dolls, like I call them, I want you to come as you are. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I need to now be 100% perfect. I'm going for my brow appointment. Everybody's going to look at me. Everybody's going to judge me. But at the end of the day, I think we have to do what makes us feel good. And if that's makeup, if that's your brows, your lashes, we need to get it.
And Andy, I've also watched your Instagram page. A lot of clients are all celebrating your work. They walk in there. Some of them walk in there. They know what they expected. They know they're gonna feel good when they walk out. But it's like you say, confidence comes with everything. So I love how you touch on everything when it comes to the studio, and with clients also walk in and everything you perform. When it comes to your industry on their face and on whether it's an eyebrow, whether it is lashes or whatsoever. So yes, thank you for sharing that, Andy. How much creativity is required for what you do?
So I love that question so much because I do feel like what I do is a form of art. A lot of times I get that question, like people will be like, "What do you do?" And I'll say, "Oh, like I do brows," and they'll be like, "And what else?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean, what else? Like that's what I do. That's my job. Like it's an art in itself. I mean, when I look at people, like if a client walks in, they lay down on my bed, it's like I can already visualize what I'm gonna do before I do it. It's like it's weird to explain, but it's like a little filter comes over my eyes, and it's like I can see that end result. And I think for me, I get into my zone. I like to connect with my clients. I think that's very important for me. A lot of times my husband will like walk around and he'll make jokes and he'll be like, "Yeah, they're just coming here to talk to you again. They're just coming here for that therapy, or they're just coming here for you." And I'm like, "Yo, they are coming here for me." And I think a lot of the times, maybe you are just coming for that conversation, but I mean, you're
Great.
leaving with a great brass too. That's the bonus. But I think, yeah, it's a work of art. It's a procedure that goes in. It's not like you just come there and you slap the brows on and you out of there in 5 minutes. It's quite a detailed procedure. We really map the brow out according to like the facial features, to the facial structure. We obviously take the natural eyebrow placement into consideration. So there's so much that goes on behind the scenes to what I do. And I mean, put the music on, get me in my zone, and that's it. We brow all day.
And if I may ask, how long does normal shaping of an eyebrow, your mapping and everything, how long does that take?
So when I started, it would take me like an hour. Like it would take me an hour to map the eyebrow out. I think also because I have that little bit of like OCD, if you will. It needs to be like perfect. So it used to take me such a long time, and I can remember conversations we would have in the studio back then. And people would always say, "Oh, in 1 year from now, you're gonna be able to do that with your eyes closed. Oh, you're gonna be able to do that like in 2 minutes." And I think now it's like such a second nature to me. It's like it's just one of those things that bing bong done. So I think in total for me to map, just if I'm mapping out an eyebrow, maybe with like a wax, it could take me like 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes.
Perfect, Annie. Before we go any more further with Annie being in studio and digging more into her line of work, let's go on and let's listen to Chris Brown, Beautiful People. Michael, if you just connected to the wireless, I'm your host, Whitney Kayser. I still got the amazing Andy Kohl in studio from the Dollhouse. We will just be tapping in with more regards her line of work. If you have just tuned in, Andy is still in studio with us. So Andy, you also work internationally. Does that differ from South Africa?
Oh, definitely. So what I did was the salon I used to work for previously, before I was the dollhouse on my own. I was very blessed where I was sent over to the Ukraine, and I went to the Lash Art University there, and I did some advanced eyebrow training course. I also learned brow lamination was just a thing. It just hit like Russia and that side of the world then. So I learned that there. Spent some time, investing in our skills. Brought that back home to South Africa. But in terms of Ukraine and South Africa, people, I mean, we've got the best people here. I think when you venture out into the world, you actually you realize what you have here, how nice people are, how friendly people are. Where there it's completely different. The weather is different. The food is different. Like chicken is not chicken in the Ukraine. I don't know what that was, but overall it was an amazing experience. Like once in one of those once in a lifetime experiences. I'll never get that again. Very very blessed for that opportunity. And yeah.
So when you came back from Ukraine, right? Like I've seen that you have worked from your house. Was that the time you eventually moved from the house to your studio, the building?
So shortly after I came back from the Ukraine, we just got back into the swing of things, NPE and COVID hit. So with that happening, I also felt pregnant with my second son. I think just a lot of uncertainty in the country at that moment. My husband then also had an opportunity for us to possibly immigrate to a different country. So with all of that going on, we just decided I'll be at home with the kids for a little bit. I think that was always a dream I'd had. Like I'd always thought I'd wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until I was, and I realized, oh, this is not for me. Love my kids to death, but yeah. And so what happened with COVID then, my husband had opened, we had like a standalone granny flat on the property, which he like studioed out, renovated for himself, for his line of work. And I only skill I had was doing brows, and it was my passion. I think he really supported and motivated me and gave me a little space in his studio. So that's where I was working from. The plan was always maybe for me to be on my own, for him to do his thing. I don't think it was ever like, oh, we're going to do this together until we started. And we were like, this is it. Like, we worked so well together. We saw something, something that's not in PE, something that we don't have, that we lack. And we really just took that and we ran with it. So obviously, brows and tats, that's our slogan. And we were like, okay, well, plans that we have, the vision that we have for the business, we need a bigger space. And then that's how we eventually, 6 months of planning and scouting and finding, went into us opening the studio that we have now.
Lovely, lovely. Andy, I also want to ask you, how do you deal with difficult clients?
Oh, that's such a good question. Look, I think I have the best clients. I must say, my dolls are amazing. It's very rare that I have a difficult client now, but I think from a service provider, what is important is that you need to make the client feel that they are right. I think
Yes.
that's what they want at the end of the day. They just want to feel heard. They just want to know that we understand their concern. So I think it's always how I deal with them. Listen to what they say, offer however I can, whatever. Obviously, in that scenario, each scenario would be different. Yeah, and just give them what they want at the end of the day.
Yes, clients are very important when it comes to the business sector. Before we go any further, let us go with John Legend, Love Me Now. Wow, we have an amazing Andy in studio with us sharing her journey, what she has achieved. I feel it's important for women to take care of themselves. Andy has highlighted the importance of taking care of yourself as a woman. We also tapped into the business sector of the beauty sector, and we about to finish off. But before we go any further, how can we get hold of you, Andy, and your business details?
So we do have an Instagram page, which I think is the main platform that people use. It's the Dollhouse. I also have a WhatsApp number that is 071 926 2139. Or you can pop into studio. We're based down in the valley, so that's 10 Upper Valley Road, South End.
And they do make an appointment.
They do. We do also welcome walk-in. So come pop in, have a cup of coffee, have a chat, and yeah, book your appointment.
That was Andy in studio with us. Amazing conversation, amazing topic. I hope you are listening at home where to find Andy, the dollhouse, and the detail that she has provided with you, with us today.